Hello everybody, welcome back. Sport Federation TV, it's nice to have you with us. We're again taking a look at what's happening with sport in the Cape Town area, and of course, nice full show for you tonight. We're going to focus a little bit on tug of war. We've also got full contact karate we're going to talk about, and we'll bring you some of our highlights from some of our previous shows in the last few weeks. In studio with me now, and to get the ball rolling, is the president of South African Tug of War, Anton Botha, back in studio with us. Anton, nice to have you back, Meneer.
Thank you, JP. Always great to be here.
I'm thinking, did we have you in studio last time, or was it an online interview?
It was in studio last
studio.
time. Last online one was in COVID. Thankfully, that's in the past.
Yeah, that is in the past. So how things have been going? Tug of war just seems to be getting stronger and stronger.
Excellent. We just moved into one of the top 20 sports, and we are now one of the top 10 team sports in South Africa. So we're quite happy about that. And we are now the flagship sport of rural South Africa. 82% of our clubs is in rural South Africa.
Wow.
So we're waving the flag.
But you're not only waving the flag locally, you've also, I mean, we were at the Provincial Sport Awards just a few months ago. You're also flying the flag internationally quite big time.
Yes, we're quite happy. We are double world champions. Our under 19 boys and our under 23 men are both the world champions now. Our under 23 mixed team won the silver medal. All in all, of the 76 countries in the world affiliated with the sport, we are now in the 3rd position.
Wow. And how big is tug of war, for folks who are not used to watching tug of war, how big is tug of war internationally?
Internationally, it's very big. Interestingly, you don't often hear about it, but it's also about 4.5 million players and athletes worldwide, which is instantly much the same as rugby, incidentally.
Yeah. So tug of war is one of those sports that anybody can do. You just have a rope and even 1 or 2 or 3 people on the side and off you go.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But the moment you move into the high performance, it's a whole different ball game. Then it becomes very, very technical. There is 13 infringements, believe it or not, in this relatively simple sport.
So talk us a little bit through that for folks who don't know what we're talking about. It is tug of war, which is really done with a rope, and it's people on each side. How many people in each team?
It's 8 people in each team, and you need to, the rope is of course measured, and you need to pull the opposing team over a 4-meter distance in order to win. So you do, during the round robin phase, you do the best out of 2 pools. If you win both pools, you get 3 points. If you win each, you get 1 point each. And then in the finals, there needs to be a clear-cut winner. So when you're equal on points, then you will do a final pool to ensure the winner going through. We do it in different weight divisions, so we cater for lightweight men or lightweight women, then sort of the middleweight, and then we also have the heavyweight, and then we have the mixed divisions, 4 men and 4 ladies.
Before you go to the mixed division, when you're talking about weight, are you talking about the weight of the whole team together or the weight of the individuals?
Yes. 8 people in a team, so it's, let's say middleweight is 640 kilogram, it's an average of 80 kilogram per person. So 640 combined weight of the 8. So and you cannot be anything over.
What if I arrive on the day and I had a big day at the Spur yesterday and I'm a little bit heavier than before?
The way in, pretty much like boxing, is a big part of it.
Really?
Absolutely. So everyone works in, they also do the water diet, so you need to be it. And there is test scale, so you get on the test scale. If you are not on the weight that your coach told you to be, you need to go and run. You need to do something, but you need to be at that weight.
So did you get monitored in the build-up to it? I mean, you've got 8 players in a team. Is your coach monitoring your weight?
Absolutely. The coaches, the real good coaches, they literally weigh their team every week, weekly, so they monitor it entirely through the year.
So so get us back to a little bit to the divisions that you were talking about then,
Yes, the lightweight division, which is basically the 500 to 60 and 600 kilogram for men.
Okay, because we're going to talk more about that, but let's take a look at a little video here, folks, that we've got. This was, of course, recently at the Western Cape Tug of War Championships. We've got lots more videos to show for you tonight, but here's a little bit behind the scenes at the Tug of War Championships that was held at Westcliff High School in Bellville recently.
Come on,
Right, folks, there we go. Well, you can see there, tug of war in the flesh, so to speak. So, Anton, one of the things that I noticed there is, and just being at the event is, I always used to think that the person that was right at the back of the rope, that had that rope around their neck or around their back, was the strongest person in the team. And then they explained to me that every person has a different role to play on the rope.
Yeah, absolutely. We basically have three groups on the rope. You have the back three, the anchor, of course. You were speaking about the anchor, which, as the words indicate, anchors the rope, gives stability. Yeah. Your front three is very important. Your front puller is about, I would say, the most important one, because that's the one that needs to win the rope. So number 2 and 3 must be 100% in sync with number 1. Because they are literally, they do the attack. They read the rope, number 1, read the rope. Yeah. They know when there's a little bit of slack on the rope, and then they would put in a dip as we speak, and 2 and 3 needs to follow suit. 4 and 5, the middle two, they need to be quite solid, and they need to, I always say, amplify or emphasize the pull, bring it through, and then the last 3 needs to bank it, and they are also the core people in terms of defense. Whatever has been won, they need to keep. And so it's absolutely, you need to be in sync. We call it the ultimate team sport.
Yeah, well, just as you were explaining it now, even though you explained it in the sense of you've got pullers in the front and you've got pullers in the back and you've got pullers in the middle, what I did notice is that they had to be completely synchronized in terms of their timing of pulling.
100%. Your rope, we always say the rope does the work, like the ball does the work in rugby. Yeah. That rope needs to be in a straight line. The moment that it vectors off, the strength does not get to the opposing team. So it needs to be straight. That's also important. Yeah. So the height of the pullers also play a role in this, determining how you lay out your team technically.
So from a competition point of view, is it always a best out of 3, or how do the competition formats work?
Competition format, you first go into a round robin, the teams, up to 11 teams. You are in one group. The moment you go over 11, then we split the groups, a group A and a group B, and eventually you get the points as you go through. That's the best out of 2 then. Yeah. You get 3 points for a win, like I explained earlier. Then the top 2, number 1 in Group A would play in the semi-final against number 2. You typically group, or the top 4 goes through to the semi-finals if it's a singular group. So you have the round robin, we call it the classification part of it. Then we have the semi-finals and the finals.
The fields themselves, I mean, we've even seen indoor tug of war, but there on that field where we were at, there were, I think you had 8 or 10 teams pulling at the same time. Do you need special facilities?
Yes. Interesting, there's a lot about the field. There needs to be a certain amount of root in the field. A field as well, we call it, it makes sides. You will not believe a field is not always equal. So a good field is the one that gives the less advantage to either team. You want a field to be the equalizer between the teams. So yes, pretty much a good, good rooted field, proper field that is good with not a sand base, a clay based soil is the best. Yes.
All right, folks, we have a fascinating conversation around tug of war. It was, of course, recently the Western Cape Tug of War Championships here in Cape Town, and we're going to carry on speaking with Anton Botha, the president of South African Tug of War, a little bit more tonight. So don't go away. We've got some great footage for you, but some really interesting conversation around this incredible sport. Back in a sec, don't go away. Anton Botha, president of South African Tug of War, remains in studio with me. Anton, before we look at some of the competition stuff that you guys recently had now in the Western Cape, talk us a little bit through the sort of the typical season of tug of war, because you've got a whole process from district level to provincial to national, ultimately ending in the world champs.
Yes, that's correct. Let's start with the juniors. The juniors normally start, we have a development season going from October already to December. in which we have some more friendly games, both seniors as well as juniors. And then the junior season proper, that starts, it's the schools, from January till March. They are more in club format, and that culminates in the SA Junior Championships in March every year, which is the biggest single sport schools event in South Africa.
Really?
Might I add?
How many kids?
1,600 last count, yeah.
Incredible.
It's only the Wildeklaver which is bigger, but that is a multi-sport event.
Yes.
So this is really big.
Yeah.
Last count, we had 397 teams that participated.
All school teams?
All school teams.
397
397
schools.
school teams.
Wow,
so
incredible,
a school would have like 4 to 5 teams.
Okay,
but
yeah.
So yes, incredible.
That's quite amazing.
Then in April, we start with the senior season. Our senior season consists of 2 parts. We have a club season, roughly of 3 months, where the different clubs participate against each other. So we will have the leagues in the different regions, the Western Province League and the Cape Winelands League and that thing. Then that culminates in the SA Club Championships, where all the clubs in South Africa go to determine which is the club team. After that, we start with what we call the high performance season. Then it is region against region, Western Province, Eden, Free State, whatever. So similarly, they go through a Western Province Winelands Championships. Then here locally, we have the Western Cape Championships. And then next week, incidentally, we will have the SA National Championships, which this year will be in Hartenbos. And then in just over a month's time is the World Championships in this year in England.
And then you guys, you've got a few teams going to the World Championships?
Yes, we have in fact 7 teams going over there. 6 of our youth teams, 3 under 23 teams, 3 under 19 teams, yes, carrying the flag.
Amazing.
Yes.
And we've had such success already with South African Tug of War internationally. But let's take a look here, folks. This past 2 weeks ago, it was here in Bellville, the Western Cape Championships. A number of teams participating. We'll get Anton to talk us through the teams. Take a look at this. Right, folks, there we go. Anton, you've got to talk me through this women's team there, but you've got some very animated coaches on the side of the field there.
Yes, that was actually a very, I would say, the match of the day in the Western Cape Championships. That was between the Western Province under-23 team and then the current or previous champions, the Cape Winelands under-23 team. And this one was won by Western Province. And I think part of that animation comes from that. There's always been a big rivalry between.
Is a derby?
Yeah, that you can say that. Yeah, of course, junior Springboks in both of those teams.
Really?
So there's a lot to play. They know the selectors are also watching, and that.
So
that
how important is that coach that is shouting there? What are they talking about?
Yeah, he is. It's difficult to communicate from the front of the rope. The coach is all important. He needs to tell. The people also on the rope also speaks to him because they are in the best position to feel where the rope is going.
Right.
But he also needs to be experienced. Carl Kirsten in that regard. He's taking the under-19 girls team to. He won with the under-19 girls, so he's taking the under-19 teams to world championships. So he reads the rope. He looks at the opposition all the time, and he in a split second needs to make decisions when to dip, when to hold, when to defend, when to attack. So very, very important, the job of the coach in this regard.
Final question is, of course, you seem to be having, I mean, if we're looking at that footage, you're having a lot of success with women's tug of war. The growth there must be incredible.
Yes, we were at about 6% of, it was always a male-dominated sport. Yeah, in 2006, we were about at 6% women. We are now 39%, and quite recently, a big sports administrator told us that this is most probably the most successful women in sport program in the whole of South Africa. So we're very, very proud of this. It's become very popular amongst women in South Africa, this sport.
Finally, Anton, your next big event, what's coming up next?
Our next big event is next weekend, the SA Nationals in Hartenbos. The weigh-in will be on the Thursday, so everyone is dieting at this stage. And then the Friday and the Saturday, the big event, all the different regions against each other. Very important because there you also already get started. We have, of course, the World Championships next year. So we're already starting to prepare next year with this year's event. So the selectors are there. The teams for this September World Championships have already been chosen. So the selectors are there. They're already looking at the athletes with a view to next year's World Championships 2026.
Which is, of course, in Hartenbos.
In Hartenbos, and that's why we have it there. We are testing the field, home ground advantage, so that we can see what more do we need to prepare the ground. So that's to our best advantage. South Africa likes more a power type of play as opposed to a defensive. So we prefer a slightly harder field. The Europeans are used to more softer field. So of course you prepare the grounds for your advantage.
Anton, it's been a pleasure having you in studio. We can't wait to get you back. So much happening in tug of war. And well done on all the success you've had so far.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure. Thank you, JP.
There we go, folks. South African tug of war just getting stronger and stronger. And if you have half a chance, find yourself a tug of war club or team nearby and get started. Go and join. So easy to do. Well, not easy to do, but easy to join. We'll see you after the break. Don't go away.